Today we're tackling something that, well, it sounds really simple on the surface, doesn't it?
It really does.
But anyone who's ever stood there, at a busy coffee counter in, say, London or New York, it's anything but simple.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking about ordering coffee. And look, we've all been there, haven't we? The music's a bit loud, there's a line behind you,
Hmm.
and the barista's looking at you expecting this perfect, customized sentence in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, it feels like a race, a
What are you trying?
high-speed, social,
Uh,
and linguistic challenge, really.
exactly, a gauntlet. And if you mess up a size or forget what milk you wanted, the stress just spikes.
Totally. The pressure can feel immense.
All right.
And that speed, it turns what should be a simple purchase into this really complex ritual
Yeah.
with its own special language.
Right. And we hear this a lot, don't we? That this specific interaction causes genuine anxiety for people learning or using English in daily life more than almost anything else.
We do. So our mission today, our goal for this deep dive, is to take that whole tricky situation and make it feel, well, productive and natural for you.
Yeah, productive. We want to equip you, basically, give you the phrases, the structure, everything you need to make it work smoothly every single time.
Okay. Let's talk about that word productive. What does a productive or maybe a successful coffee order actually look like? It's not just about getting caffeine, is it?
No, not at all. It's about communication. Successful and crucially efficient communication. The sort of unspoken rule in a busy coffee shop is speed.
Right. Keep the line moving.
Exactly. So when you use the right terms in the right order, speaking the barista's language, essentially you cut down confusion, you save time,
Mm-hmm.
and you get what you actually want. The perfect coffee, no stress, no delays. Honestly, mastering this specific little routine
Yeah.
is a fantastic shortcut to feeling more confident in real-life English situations.
That makes a lot of sense. The value is huge then. It gives you that practical vocabulary right away and stops that feeling of panic when you feel rushed.
Precisely.
So today, we're diving deep. We'll cover the menu basics, especially those confusing sizes,
Oh, the sizes, yes.
all the key customization words, the modifier terms, and then we'll walk through the actual step-by-step routine of the whole interaction, from walking up to walking away with your drink.
Sounds like a plan. Let's start right at the beginning. You walk up to the counter, and boom, the first hurdle, the sizes.
Ah, yes, the great size confusion. It almost feels intentional sometimes, doesn't it? Like a secret code just for regulars. Why isn't it just small, medium, large?
Well, it mostly comes down to branding,
Mm.
especially with the big chains that dominate globally now. They often use their own special names, sometimes Italian-sounding ones.
Like Grande, Venti.
Exactly. And those names are part of their brand identity. So the expectation is kind of there that you, the customer, will know them. It's the first piece you really have to memorize.
Okay, let's try and standardize this for everyone listening. We'll focus on the most common terms you'll likely hear, especially in those big chains. What's the smallest size usually called?
Okay, so the smallest one is usually pretty straightforward. You'll hear it called small, or sometimes, and this is worth remembering, short.
Short. Okay.
Yeah, it's typically around 8 ounces, maybe 240 milliliters. Your basic small coffee. This one doesn't usually cause too much trouble.
Right. But now, the trick question. The one that gets everyone, even native speakers sometimes, if they don't go to these places often. What about medium?
Ah, yes. The medium size. This is the big one, the curveball. The most important one to get straight in your head for this routine.
Okay.
Logically, it should be medium, right? But very often, and most famously, it's called tall.
Tall means medium. Okay, let's just pause on that. Tall means medium.
Right. Let that sink in. If you're learning this, just burn that into your memory. Tall does not mean large or extra large. It means medium, usually about 12 ounces or 350 milliliters.
It's bizarre, but knowing that one word, tall, is almost like a password, isn't it? It shows you know the system.
It really is. It's like the efficiency test. If you ask for a medium, the barista might pause, maybe clarify.
Yeah.
But if you confidently say tall, they know you get it. You're speaking their language. Precision saves time here.
Okay, so small or short for the small one, tall for the medium. What about the standard large size?
That one's usually called large, or again, following that Italian naming trend, grande, like the Spanish-Italian word for big.
Exactly. That's your standard large, often around 16 ounces, maybe 470 milliliters. So the core three are short, small, tall, which is medium, and grande, which is large.
Got it. And should we quickly mention the even bigger one for the serious coffee drinkers?
Yeah, we should probably touch on venti.
Hmm.
That often means extra large. Can be 20 or even 24 ounces, depending on if it's a hot or iced drink. It's definitely bigger than Grande.
Okay.
But honestly, for beginners just trying to master the basic stress-free routine, just focus on short, tall, and Grande. Nail those first. Don't even worry about Venti until you've ordered, say, your first 10 coffees smoothly. Solid advice. Keep it simple to start.
Okay, we've tackled the sizes. And remember, everyone,
Yeah.
tall is medium. Now let's look at the actual structure of the order. You mentioned a pattern that makes it predictable.
Absolutely. The secret weapon for a smooth order is sticking to this pattern. It's almost like a formula. Size plus drink type plus customizations.
Size first, then the drink, then any changes.
Exactly. Think of it like a code the barista is expecting. They're trained to listen for information in roughly that sequence. It just makes everything flow better.
Okay, let's get into the essential drink types then. What if I just want a simple, plain black coffee? No milk, no sugar, nothing fancy. What are my options?
You've got a few good, clear choices. You can ask for a black coffee. Simple.
Okay.
Or you could say a drip coffee. That refers to how it's made, brewed in batches.
Right.
Or sometimes places will have a coffee of the day or brew of the day. Any of those work perfectly for just a plain black coffee.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Now, what about probably the most common espresso drink with milk? The one you see everywhere. That's got to be the latte. It's basically espresso mixed with steamed milk and usually a little bit of foam on top.
Okay, latte. Now, is there anything special I need to remember when ordering a latte or similar drinks?
Yes, absolutely crucial point here. For any drink that can be served either hot or cold, like lattes, cappuccinos, mochas, even some teas, you must specify the temperature.
Ugh, so hot or iced.
Right. And the best place to put that is usually right after the drink type or sometimes even between the size and the drink type. It needs to be clear.
So an efficient order might sound like, can I please get a grande iced latte?
Perfect. Size, temperature, drink type, clear, efficient, follows the pattern. Excellent.
Great. But just when you think you've nailed it, the barista hits you with the next question, right? The inevitable milk challenge.
Yes. What kind of milk would you like with that? It's coming. You need to be ready.
Let's break down the common options. This is another spot where having your answer ready saves time and stress. Let's start with dairy milk.
Okay, on the dairy side, the main three you'll almost always find are whole milk, which is full fat, skim milk, also called non-fat milk, and 2% milk, which is reduced fat. Actually, a lot of standard drinks, like lattes, might be made with 2% by default, unless you say otherwise. It's good to know.
I'll skim, 2%. Got it. And what about non-dairy? That seems to be huge now.
It is. The options can be overwhelming sometimes, but the big three you can pretty much rely on finding everywhere are oat milk, super popular, great texture for coffee.
Yeah, I hear about oat milk all the time.
Almond milk, another very common one, usually a bit lower in calories. And soy milk, the classic dairy alternative.
So oat, almond, soy. Knowing which one you want beforehand is key.
Absolutely mandatory for an efficient order. You don't want to be umming and ahhing about milk while the line grows behind you.
And it's not just about taste or diet, is it? You mentioned texture. The milk choice actually changes the drink, especially the foam.
That's a really important point, actually, yes. Different milks foam very differently. Skim milk, for example, makes tons of really stiff, airy foam. Some people love that, especially in like cappuccino.
Okay.
Whole milk gives you that richer, creamier, denser microfoam that's great for latte art,
Ah, right.
And oat milk. Well, oat milk is kind of amazing. It steams beautifully, creates this silky, quite thick foam that holds flavor really well. Almond and soy can be a bit trickier to get perfect foam with sometimes.
So if I'm ordering something specific, like maybe that dry cappuccino we'll talk about later, the barista really needs to know the milk up front because it affects how they make it.
Exactly. It changes their whole technique. They need that info fast.
This brings us back to streamlining the process, especially for learners who might feel nervous. What's the best strategy for handling the milk question under pressure?
Easy. Decide now. Don't wait until you're at the counter. Pick your default milk. Are you an oat milk person? A 2% person? Just choose one and stick to it for a while.
Make it part of your standard order.
Precisely. Build that muscle memory. If you always get oat milk, you don't have to think. Your order phrase is ready to go. No pausing, no deciding, just stating your choice clearly.
That's brilliant. Remove the decision, remove the stress. Okay, so we've got size, tall, medium, core drink, temperature, and our default milk choice sorted. Now, for the fun part, right, making it exactly how you like it.
Yes. Let's dive into section 2. Advanced vocabulary. We're talking modifier terms. These are like the adjectives for your coffee.
Customization. Modifying the standard recipe to make it uniquely yours. These terms add the detail. Where do they fit in the order?
They can kind of slot in at different points, but often they come after the main drink type, where you respond when the barista asks. The key is just being clear. Let's start with temperature again, because hot isn't always just hot.
Right. We mentioned hot or iced. But what if I want it really hot? Like, stay hot for ages hot.
Then you ask for it extra hot. Just add that phrase, "Can I get a tall latte? Extra hot, please." It tells the barista to steam the milk hotter than usual carefully so it doesn't burn, but definitely hotter.
Good to know. And the opposite, what if I want to drink it right away without scalding my tongue? Maybe I'm giving it to a child, or I'm just impatient.
There are a couple of good phrases for that. You can ask for it at kids' temperature. That's a very common one.
Yeah, okay.
Or you can just say, "Not too hot, please." Both signal you want it drinkable immediately. Very useful, practical terms.
Definitely. Okay, temperature nuance is covered. Let's talk flavor. Syrups. Vanilla, caramel, hazelnut, and those seasonal ones like pumpkin spice.
Yep, the syrups, how do you add those in? Usually you can put the flavor before the drink type, like I'll have a tall vanilla latte.
Okay, tall vanilla latte. Makes sense.
Or you can add it at the end, maybe as a response.
Anything?
Yeah, can you add some caramel syrup to that? Both work.
Mm-hmm.
But the really specific way to control flavor brings us to the pump.
Ah, the pump. This sounds technical.
It is a bit, but it's crucial for controlling sweetness. Syrups are dispensed using a pump, right? And each pump delivers a standard amount of syrup, and therefore sugar. When you just order a vanilla latte, the barista uses a default number of pumps based on the size. Maybe 3 pumps for a tall, 4 for a grande.
Right, but what if I don't want it that sweet? I just want a hint of flavor.
Exactly. This is where you take control. You don't just say vanilla latte. You modify it using the pump. You could ask for half the sugar or half sweet, which usually tells them to use half the standard pumps.
Okay, half sweet, good phrase.
Or, for ultimate precision, you state the exact number of pumps. Can I have just 1 pump of caramel or 2 pumps of hazelnut, please?
Wow, okay. 1 pump of caramel. That's super specific. It really shows you know what you want.
It does. It signals you're controlling the sweetness precisely. It's very efficient.
What about artificial sweeteners instead of sugary syrups?
Just ask by name. Can I get that with stevia? Or do you have Splenda? Or just, can I get some sweeter packets on the side? You're in charge of your drink.
Love it. Okay, flavor and sweetness controlled. What about strength? Sometimes 1 shot of espresso just isn't enough.
Need more power. Yes, you need a shot modifier. Now, standard espresso drinks often come with 1 shot on a small short, maybe 2 in a tall or grande automatically. It varies a bit by shop.
Right.
But if you know you want more caffeine than usual, you ask for an extra shot. Can I get a tall latte with an extra shot?
Okay, extra shot.
Or you can be even more specific and state the total number, like make that a double shot latte, meaning 2 shots total. Or even a triple shot latte, 3 shots.
Wait, you said some larger sizes might already have 2 shots. So how do I know if I need to ask for an extra one versus just getting the standard? Seems a bit confusing.
It can be a gray area, yeah.
Yeah.
The absolute clearest, most efficient way, especially if you want, say, 3 shots in a grande that normally gets 2, is to state the total. Can I get a grande latte with 3 shots?
Ah, I see. So you just tell them the final number you want.
Exactly. They'll figure out it means adding 1 extra. It avoids any back and forth to like, do you want 1 extra or 3 total? Just state the total. Maximum efficiency.
Brilliant hack. Okay, these are great practical modifiers. Now, let's get into slightly more advanced territory. 2 terms that sound fancy but are key for certain drinks. Dry versus wet.
Yes, these apply almost exclusively to the cappuccino. You know, a cappuccino is traditionally defined by its ratio of espresso, steamed milk, and foam. It's foamier than a latte.
Right, more foam.
But how much foam? That's where dry and wet come in. If you just order a cappuccino, the barista makes it according to their standard ratio, usually somewhere in the middle.
Okay, so what does wet mean for a cappuccino?
A wet cappuccino has less foam and more liquid steamed milk. It's smoother, creamier, closer in texture to a latte, but still with that distinct cappuccino foam layer. Just less of it.
Okay, so more milky, less airy.
Exactly. For people who like the cappuccino flavor balance but maybe find too much foam off-putting.
And the opposite, dry.
Dry means more foam, significantly more. It's lighter, fluffier, airier. Less liquid milk, lots of stiff foam. The drink feels much lighter in the cup and in your mouth. Ordering, say, a grande dry cappuccino with whole milk is a pretty sophisticated order. It shows you really understand coffee texture and terminology.
That really highlights the difference, doesn't it? It's not just about the name cappuccino, it's about how you want it made.
Okay, one more crucial distinction we need to tackle. the macchiato mix-up.
Oh, this is a big one. A major source of confusion and sometimes
Yeah,
quiet judgment in coffee circles if you get it wrong.
right. So what's the deal? Why is macchiato so confusing?
It's mainly because one huge coffee chain took the name macchiato, which traditionally means something quite specific, like espresso marked with a dollop of foam, and used it for a completely different drink, a very sweet, layered, latte-like drink.
The caramel macchiato, for example.
Exactly that one. So people now associate macchiato with that layered, sweet drink. But for ordering clearly, you need to understand the fundamental difference between how a latte is made and how that popular macchiato is made.
Okay, break it down for us. Latte versus macchiato, the popular version. What's the key difference in the process? It's all about mixing versus layering. A latte is a mixed drink. The espresso, milk, and any syrup are essentially combined together before serving. It's homogeneous.
Okay, all stirred up.
Right. But a macchiato, especially the popular chain style like the caramel macchiato, is layered. The milk and syrup go in the cup first, then the espresso shots are poured slowly over the top. Sometimes drizzle goes on last.
Ah, so the espresso sits on top marking the milk.
Exactly. That's the macchiato idea, marked or stained. This layering means you taste the components differently as you drink it. Often the syrup pools at the bottom, making the last sips very sweet.
So if I want that mixed together taste, I should order a latte, maybe a caramel latte. If I want the distinct layers and the espresso hitting first, I order a macchiato, like a caramel macchiato.
Precisely. Use the right name for the construction you want. And please, the one thing to absolutely avoid, never, ever ask for a macchiato latte.
Why would it?
Because it's a contradiction. Latte means mixed. Macchiato, in this context, means layered. It's like asking for wet, dry paint. It just signals confusion and will definitely slow things down while the barista figures out what you actually mean. Stick to one or the other.
Got it. No macchiato lattes. Good tip. Wow. Okay. So these modifier terms, things like decaf, extra shot, extra hot, oat milk, one pump, dry, wet, they're really just specialized adjectives for our coffee order.
That's a great way to put it. They add the specific details.
Yeah.
And stringing them together clearly and quickly is the key to mastery.
Right. So now that we've got the vocabulary, the building blocks, let's put it all together. Let's talk about the actual performance, the step-by-step routine when you're standing there at the counter.
Exactly. Section 3, the 5-step productive interaction routine. This is where the rubber meets the road, where you actually use all this knowledge.
Okay, we're breaking this down into 5 simple, memorable steps, designed for high efficiency and low stress.
Step 1, the greeting and readiness. First impressions count, even here.
Right. The barista finishes with the person ahead of you, turns to you, makes eye contact, and says something like, "Hi there, what can I get for you?" Or maybe just "next." Your job here is to respond promptly and warmly, make eye contact back, maybe a little smile, and crucially, be ready. Don't start digging for your wallet or staring blankly at the menu now.
Yes, a simple, "Hello, I'm ready to order," works great. Or even just jump straight in with, "Hi, can I get..." That immediate readiness shows you respect their time and the flow of the line. It sets a positive tone.
Okay, ready and greeted. Step 2. State the main order. This is where that size plus drink type plus temperature formula comes in. Fast and clear.
And remember the phrasing we talked about, avoid the blunt "I want." It can sound a bit demanding.
Right. What were the better options?
The sources really emphasize 2 polite and natural phrases. "I'd like" is good. "I'd like a tall latte."
Okay.
But probably the most common and natural sounding one in this exact situation is "Can I get?"
Can I get a tall, hot cappuccino?
Perfect. It's just a slightly softer, more conversational way to ask, even when you're being quick and efficient. It's the linguistic key, really.
Love it. Okay, step 3, state the modifiers. This is where you add the milk, the syrups, the extra shots, the dry or wet.
Right. Now, this part can play out in 2 ways. If you're still building confidence, you can state your main order, "Can I get a grande latte?" And then just wait for the barista to ask the follow-up questions.
Like what kind of milk for that?
Exactly. And you just answer each question as it comes. "Oat milk, please? Any flavors?" "Yes, 1 pump of vanilla." That works fine.
But what about maximum efficiency, getting that super streamlined flow?
For peak performance, you volunteer all the information up front right after your main order. You basically anticipate their questions.
Okay, give us that super efficient example again, and maybe a complex one.
Sure. Let's say you want that iced coffee we mentioned. You'd say, "Hi, can I get a tall iced coffee with oat milk, just 1 pump of caramel, and make that a double shot, please?"
Wow. Okay, tall iced coffee, main order, Then bam, bam, bam. Oat milk, 1 pump caramel, double shot, all the mods in one go.
Exactly. You've given them everything they need to punch it into their system right away. No need for them to ask about milk, flavor, or strength. You've preempted it all.
That probably saves a good 10, 15 seconds, doesn't it?
Easily. And in a busy shop, that's gold. It keeps things moving smoothly for everyone.
Okay, main order and modifiers delivered. Step 4, confirming the order and payment.
Right. Especially if you had a complex order like that iced coffee example, the barista will almost certainly repeat it back to you to make sure they got it right.
So they might say, okay, so that's 1 tall iced coffee with oat milk, 1 pump caramel, and 2 shots.
Yep. Your job is to listen carefully and give a clear confirmation. A simple, yes, that's right, thank you, is perfect.
And then payment.
Immediately address payment. Don't wait to be asked, how would you like to pay? Just state your method clearly. I'll pay with card or paying with cash, or I'll use my phone. Again, keeps the flow going.
Okay, confirmation done, payment handled. Last step. Step 5, the name and waiting area.
Right at the end, they'll often ask, can I get a name for that order? Just give a clear, simple name. Pro tip. If your name is long or difficult for English speakers to spell or pronounce quickly, maybe have a shorter, simpler coffee name you use just for this routine. Saves potential confusion.
Good tip, like Sam or Alex.
Exactly. And then, crucially, listen for where they tell you to wait. They might say, your drink will be ready down at the end of the counter, or we'll call your name over the pickup area. Pay attention so you know where to go.
Okay, that 5-step sequence, greeting readiness, main order, modifiers, confirmation payment, name wait, that's the whole routine, streamlined.
That's the ideal flow, yes.
But what happens when things go wrong? Despite all this prep, maybe the learner doesn't understand a word the barista uses, or the barista speaks way too fast.
Well,
Panic setting in.
this is your safety net.
Yeah.
And it's so important. The absolute worst thing you can do is just nod and pretend you understood.
Because then you get the wrong drink.
Exactly. An unproductive outcome. It's perfectly okay. In fact, it's much better to ask for clarification. Don't feel embarrassed.
So what are some polite, useful phrases for that moment of confusion?
Keep it simple and polite. You can interrupt gently with, sorry, could you repeat that, please?
Okay, could you repeat that?
Or if you missed a specific word, sorry, what does the word mean? And if speed is the issue, which it often is,
Yeah.
you can absolutely say, could you speak a little slower, please? I'm still learning. Or, sorry, my English isn't perfect. Could you say that again slowly? Baristas are usually very understanding. They deal with people from all over the world. They'll slow down.
That's really reassuring. It's okay to ask for help. Okay, let's try putting this all together. How about a little role play? I'll be the slightly too fast barista. You be the customer ordering something complex, and you'll have to use one of those safety net phrases.
Okay, challenge accepted.
Oh.
Let's say I want a grande. A grande, hot, dry cappuccino, but with some tricky caffeine and milk requests. I'll aim for maximum efficiency, but be ready to clarify.
All right. Deep Dive Cafe is open, speaks a bit faster than normal.
Hmm.
Hi there, welcome. What can I get for you?
Hello. Yes, I'm ready. Can I get a grande, hot, dry cappuccino, please?
Grande Hofter Cappuccino, got it. Wodkin de Mil Condendi Extra Syrup Shots.
Okay, could you slow down just a little bit, please?
Oh, sorry about that. Sure. What kind of milk would you like for your grande dry cappuccino? And did you want any extra shots or syrups?
Thank you. Yes, I need it made with oat milk, please. And for the shots, could you make that half calf with a total of 3 shots?
Okay, got it. Oat milk, half calf, 3 shots total, extra dry. Any flavor pumps, or do you want that no whip?
Sorry, what was that last part again? No?
No whip. Do you want no whip? No whip?
Oh, right. No whip. Yes, please. No whip. Trying to keep it light.
Excellent. Okay, so that's 1 grande, half calf, 3 shot, dry cappuccino with oat milk, no whip. Your total is Imaginary price dollars.
Great. Yes, that's right. I'll pay my card.
Perfect. And can I get a name for the order?
Let's go with Leo. L-E-O.
Got it, Leo. We'll call you at the end of the counter when it's ready.
Thanks.
See, that worked. Even with the slight hiccup, the core routine held up. The key was you politely asking for clarification right away.
Exactly. A productive interaction isn't necessarily one with 0 issues. It's one where issues are resolved quickly and clearly, allowing the routine to get back on track without major stress.
That's a great way to think about it. Okay, before we wrap things up, let's quickly revisit a couple of those more advanced modifiers we touched on just to cement them.
Good idea. We mentioned no whip in the role play.
Right. Simply means no whipped cream. Very common customization, especially if you're ordering with non-fat milk or just watching calories. Quick, efficient term.
Then we have the caffeine control terms. The most basic is asking for decaf, meaning decaffeinated coffee beans, no caffeine.
Simple enough. And the more advanced one we used?
Half caf.
Half calf. Explain that again quickly.
It means half the caffeine. Usually the barista makes it by using 1 shot of regular espresso and 1 shot of decaf espresso if the standard is 2 shots. Yeah. Using the term half caf really signals, your coffee options.
Yeah. It shows a high level of customization knowledge. Wow. When you break it all down, the amount of specific vocabulary packed into this seemingly simple 5-step process is actually kind of amazing.
It really is, isn't it? And it shows why mastering this specific routine is such a powerful tool for building confidence and fluency in real-world English. It's a microcosm of practical communication.
It's about gaining control through knowing the specific language needed for that situation. When you can walk up and confidently ask for a grande, half-calf, dry, oat milk cappuccino, no whip, wow, you feel pretty good, bro.
You absolutely do. You've navigated this system successfully. Okay, let's move to our final wrap-up. Key takeaways and those essential phrases to memorize.
Right. So key things we learned today. The size trap. Remember, tall usually means medium. That's probably the biggest single hurdle.
Definitely. We also nailed down those essential modifier terms. Things like oat milk or your preferred milk, extra shot, decaf, half calf, no whip, and understanding the difference between wet and dry for cappuccinos.
And we walked through mastering that 5-step ordering routine, greeting readiness, the core order, size plus drink plus temp, adding the modifiers, confirmation and payment, and finally the name and waiting step.
That structure is your roadmap to a smooth interaction.
Okay, now for the absolute essentials. If our listeners are going to memorize just 3 core phrases to get them started and boost their confidence, what should they be?
All right, phrase number 1. For stating your basic order politely, forget "I want." Use "Can I please get a sized drink?" And remember to add hot or iced if needed.
Can I please get a tall iced latte? Got it. Phrase 2.
Phrase number 2. For adding your main customizations efficiently. Could you make that with milk type and maybe 1 key modifier, please? For example, could you make that with oat milk and vanilla syrup, please?
Nice. Handles the most common changes. And phrase 3.
Phrase number 3. For the endgame confirmation and payment, keep it simple. Yes, that's right. I'll pay by card cash.
Perfect. Can I please get a eek? Could you make that with? Yes, that's right. I'll pay by. Those 3 phrases really cover the core of the interaction, don't they?
They absolutely do. Using them helps you slot right into that natural, expected flow. It makes the whole thing feel less like an exam and more like a normal conversation.
Which is the goal. Remember, everyone, internalizing this specific coffee ordering routine, learning this niche vocabulary. It's not just about getting coffee.
No, it's a real step towards mastering everyday conversational English and feeling more confident in those fast-paced public interactions.
Keep your orders clear, use those modifier terms we discussed, and don't be afraid to use short sentences. It makes it easier for the barista, takes the pressure off you,
and leads to that perfect cup of coffee, made exactly how you like it. Plus, that feeling of success when you nail a complex order in a busy cafe. That confidence boost is fantastic.
Couldn't agree more. Well, we hope this deep dive into the world of coffee ordering was really useful for you.
Yeah, hopefully it makes your next coffee run a little less stressful and a lot more productive.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Bye for now.